Let's begin our discussion with binary numbers. Now, when you hear the word bi, what do you think of? Bi is associated with the number 2. And so binary numbers have only two possibilities, 0 or 1. Now, when dealing with circuits, 0 is, or it corresponds to a circuit being in the off state. 1 corresponds to a circuit being in the on state. So if you're dealing with true and false statements, an off state will be considered false, and on state would be considered true. If you're dealing with voltage, an off state would have 0 volts, and an on state, typically 5 volts, but something other than 0. Now, before we go over and, or, and not gates, let's talk about the buffer gate. So here is the symbol of the buffer gate. And it basically looks like a triangle pointing towards the right. On the left, we have the input. On the right, we have the output. So we're going to call the input A. The output will also be the same. So if we were to make a truth table with the input and the output, if the input is on, which means it has a binary number of 1, the output will also be in the on state. If the input is in the off state, which means it has a binary of 0, the output will have the same binary number of 0 as well. Now let's draw a circuit to represent this. And the principal element of this circuit will be an NPN transistor. This is the base, this is the collector, and this is the emitter. Now we're going to connect this to a power source, and we're also going to use a light emitting diode. Now the light emitting diode, it's going to represent the output of the circuit. And let's connect this to a voltage source. So here is the input, which we'll call it input A. And what's going to happen if we apply a voltage to point A? So if the input is in an on state, will the LED, will it be on or off? Well, once you apply a voltage to the base, the transistor will turn on. Current will flow from the collector to the emitter. Therefore, the LED will be in an on state. So this corresponds to a 1 for the input and the output. Now, what about if the input is off? So in this case, we have a 0 at the input. If there's no voltage at the base, then the transistor will be off. No current will be able to flow from the collector to the emitter. So therefore, the LED will be off as well. And so that's basically the buffer logic gate. So if you have a 1 in the input, you're going to have a 1 in the output. If you have a 0 in the input, you have a 0 in the output. Now the next type of logic gate that we're going to talk about is the NOT gate. So here is the electrical symbol for it. It looks like a buffer gate, but it has like a circle in the front. Now let's call the input A. The output will be the complementary of A. You can also write it as A bar. Now let's write a truth table. So we're going to have the input and the output. So if we have a 0 at the input, the output will be a 1. And if we have a 1 at the input, the output will be 0. It's always going to be the opposite. So basically, if the input is in an off state, the output will be in an on state, and vice versa. Now, how can we represent this using a transistor circuit? The circuit is going to be very similar to what we drew before, but there's going to be one key difference, and that is the location of the LED. So here is our voltage source, and on the left we have our input A, the emitter is attached to the ground, but the LED will be connected across the collector of the transistor and the emitter. So once again, this will be our output. So let's say if the circuit, or rather input A, is in the on state. Will the LED be in the on state or the off state? Well, let's analyze it. So once we apply a voltage to the base of the transistor, current will be able to flow from the collector to the emitter. So current will flow from the positive 5 volts through the resistor. Now, once it gets to this point, it has two options. The current can flow to the right or it can flow to the left. Now, electricity will always take the path of least resistance. And if the transistor is on, then the path of least resistance is from the collector to the emitter. So therefore, no current will flow in this direction. So this will be in the off state because the current has been diverted through the transistor. So notice that we have a complementary situation. The input is on, but the output is off. Likewise, the reverse is true. So let's say that the input is off. There's no voltage applied at input A. So what's going to happen? Current will still flow through the resistor. Now, once it reaches this point, because the transistor is off, it cannot flow through the transistor. So therefore, it has no choice but to flow through the LED. So therefore, the LED is in an on state. So as we can see here, if we have a 0 at A, the output will be a 1. And if we have a 1 at A, the output is a 0. And so that's the basic function of a NOT gate. It turns an off state into an on state and vice versa. It turns A into A prime. Now the next logic gate that we're going to talk about is the AND gate. And here is the symbol for an AND gate. We're going to have two inputs, A and B, and the output will be A times B. Now let's write a truth table. And at the same time, let's draw a circuit for this. So we're going to need two transistors as opposed to one. So this is input A and this is input B. And let's connect it to a voltage source. So what happens if input A and B are in an off state? Will the LED be on or off? In this case, both transistors will be off. So no current can flow from the positive 5 voltage source to the ground. So therefore, the output will be a 0 because the LED is off. Now, what if A is in an on state and B is in an off state? Will the LED be on or off? Current can flow through the resistor, through the LED, and through the first transistor. However, because the second transistor is off, no current can flow through it. So therefore, no current will flow through the LED. So the LED will be in an off state. So we're going to put a 0. The only way the LED can be on is if both inputs A and B are on. Only under that circumstance can current flow through the LED and through both transistors to make it to the ground. So thus we have the word AND. The only way the output can be in an on state is if both inputs A and B are on the on state. So even if B is on and A is off, no current will flow through the LED. Only if A and B are on. Now let's move on to the OR circuit. And let's begin by drawing the symbol for that. So here's how it looks like. So let's say this is input A and B. Now it's not going to be A times B as in the case of an AND circuit, but it's A plus B for the OR logic gate. Now let's make a table just like before. And let's draw a circuit that corresponds to it. So this time what we're going to have is two NPN transistors. But they're going to be connected parallel to each other to make the OR logic gate. In the case of an AND logic gate, they were connected in series with each other. And so that's the key difference between the AND and the OR logic gate. Now let's say that transistor A and B are in the off state. Will the LED be on or off? So clearly, no current can flow through the first transistor or through the second transistor. So therefore, no current will flow through the LED. The LED will be off. So we can put a 0 in the truth table. Now what about if the first transistor is on, but the second one is off? What's going to happen? Current can flow through the resistor, through the LED, but through the transistor that is on. So therefore, there's a path from the positive voltage source to the ground. So the LED will be on. So let's put a 1. Now what if transistor B is on, but transistor A is off? Current can still flow, but this time through transistor B. So the LED will be on. Now what if both transistors are on? In this case, the LED will definitely be on. Current can flow through transistor A or through transistor B. So thus we have the OR logic gate. The LED will be on if A or B is on. And so that helps me to remember the truth table for the OR logic gate. If we have a 1 in A or B, doesn't matter which one, the output will be on. Now I want to talk about the NAND gate, but let's compare it with the AND gate. The NAND gate is basically the complement of the AND gate. So here is the symbol for the AND gate. The NAND gate symbol looks very similar. The only difference is we're going to have a circle at the end. So let's say this is input A and this is input B. The output of an AND gate, we said it's A times B. For a NAND gate, it's going to be the complement of A times B. Now remember, the complement of a 0 is 1, and the complement of 1 is 0. Now let's look at the truth tables for these two types of gates. So as we recall, the only way to get a 1 with an AND gate is if both inputs A and B have a 1. Besides that, it will be a 0. In the case of a NAND gate, when both inputs A and B are on, the output will be off. So as you can see, this this column rather, is the complement of this column. Now we could use an AND gate and a NOT gate to construct a NAND gate. So here is the AND gate, and let's put a NOT gate next to it. So let's say this is input A, input B. The output of an AND gate is AB, and once you use a NOT gate, it basically takes the input and gives you the complement of that. So the complement of AB is just AB prime. And so the combination of these two logic gates will produce, or is equivalent to, a NAND gate. Now here's a question for you. Let's say if we have a NAND gate, and let's say if we take the two inputs of a NAND gate and connect them together. What type of logic gate do we now have? What would you say? So let's compare it to the original NAND gate. So this would be A and B, and we would get A times B, but the complement of that result. Well, now we only have one input because both of these will be A. And so if we multiply these two, it would be A times A, and then we'll get the complement of that. What is A times A? Now you need to be familiar with some rules of Boolean algebra, and we're going to go over those rules soon. But A times A is basically A. One way to help you to see this is if you multiply 0 and 0, you get 0. If you multiply 1 and 1, you get 1. Now keep in mind, we're dealing with binary numbers. And so in a binary system, it works out to be true. A times A is A. So this is the same as the complement of A. So notice that we went from A to A prime. This is the equivalent of a NOT gate. So that's how you could use a NAND gate to make a NOT gate. So these two are functionally equivalent. Now, let's understand how this works using a truth table. So let's write the truth table of a NAND gate. Now, once we connect the two inputs together, let's say once we make this circuit, here we have this circuit, by the way. These two columns has to be the same. So therefore, these two possibilities cannot work. Because let's say if this is A, this has to be A as well. So meaning, let's say if we have a 1, we can't have a 1 and a 0. That's not possible. It's either, if this is going to be a 1, both of these inputs will be a 1. Or if we have a 0 here, both inputs will be a 0. So these are the only two possibilities. So if we have a 0, the output is a 1. And if we have a 1, the output is a 0. And so this is the same table of a NOT gate. Now let's talk about the OR and the NOR gate. The NOR gate is the complement of the OR gate, much in the same way as the NAND gate is the complement of the AND gate. And so let's draw the symbols for both of these. The NOR gate looks like the OR gate, but with a circle at the end. So given inputs A and B, the output of the OR gate, we said it's A plus B. For the NOR gate, it's going to be A plus B, and then it's the complement of that result. Now let's write out the truth tables. the OR gate, the output of an OR gate, will be in the on state if either A or B is in the on state. Now, in the case of the NOR gate, it's simply the reverse. If either A or B is in the on state, the output will be in the off state.
NOT gate, NOT gate natin is, sabi nga natin kanina, reverse. So, definitely, ito yung sign niya. Parang triangle, parang play button, pero may bilog sa gitna, which is, ito nga. Okay. If ang value natin is A, definitely, ang sagot niya is reversible. Definitely, A reverse or A, ito may gitling. Okay? So, reverse lang. For example, kung ang value naman ay B, definitely B, reverse. Okay? Pag sinabi naman nating AND, okay, AND gate, parang letter D. So, yung nakikita natin na yung AND gate. Okay? So, maglagay tayo ng two values, letter A and B. So, ang sagot niya will be multiplied. A times B. Pwede rin yung parenthesis na A, B na ganyan. Depende to guys kapag for example, madami na yung values na nilalagay natin. Okay? Pagka NAND gate, which is not AND. Okay? Yan yung term niya, not AND. Okay? So, pag not AND, so may dalawang value tayo, A, B, pero mayroon ditong bilog. Definitely, A, B, reverse. Usually, ganun lang. Okay? Next. Pag OR gate naman tayo, ang gagawin natin is addition. Okay. We have two values. Ang diagram niya parang mata ng isda. Okay? Whereas A and B. So, ang sagot naman natin dyan, A. So, plus B. Okay? A plus B, addition. So, don't be confused with AND and OR gate. So, kapag ka NOR gate or not OR gate yan. So, kung nabibisa kayo, pwede kayong magsalita. So, definitely, ang values niyan, meron ulit dito, or gate baka isipin nyo, not yung, ito yung, yung mata ng isda yan. So, we have A and B, meron ditong bilog, tapos, yung output natin, definitely, ang sagot natin, A plus B reverse. Okay. Nagets na ba? O, kailangan ko pa ulitin.
And yeah.
Medyo. Okay. Now, so, ulitin lang natin na konti. Pag not ang gate natin, definitely, i-reverse mo lang yung value. So, lalagyan mo lang ng bar. So, ito yung palatandaan. Pagka AND gate, pag sinabi AND gate, so letter D is ito yung tinuturo ko sa klase ko na ang palatandaan lagi. Ito, letter D. Okay? A saka B definitely is multiply. Okay, multiply. Pag OR gate naman, tatandaan nyo baby shark. Okay? Alam niyo naman yung baby shark, di ba? Baka di nyo pa alam yung baby shark. Okay? Yung ulo ng shark. Okay? Ulo ng isda. So definitely, addition. So A plus B. Okay. Nagkakatalo lang yan kapag may dinagdag tayo na not sa AND OR gate. Now, eto, meron tayong kakaibang given. For example, we have the AND gate. The AND gate. Ito, the AND gate, whether the values is A and B, merong isang bilog. So, ang NOT gate kasi, madalas yan makita nyo whether ito or may bilog sa lines. Definitely, ano ang sagot natin kapag AND gate ulit? Multiply o addition? Multiply. Okay. Definitely, ganun pa rin. A saka B. Since si B ay NOT gate, ano ni B? May reverse, wala? May reverse. Okay, so A, B, reverse. Definitely, si B lang yung may reverse. So, okay, let's go the truth table with that. Okay. So, pinakamadugo dito ay yung truth table. Okay. Meron tayong A, meron tayong B. So, 0, sorry. Eraser. Mali. So, balik tayo ulit sa pen. This is A, this is B. Okay? So, medyo na tayo dito. So, kanina, di ba, 1001 lang. Ngayon, medyo na tayo. Since dalawa na yung value natin, so, lagi nyo tatandaan pag truth table. So, ilan yung values? Which is A and B. Okay. Since binary tayo, lagi nyo tatandaan ang 1, 2, 4 value. Okay? Di ba, naalala nyo yung binary to decimal? Di ba, 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1 tayo, tama? Naalala pa ba?
Yes po.
Yan, 1, 2, 4. 8, hanggang sa makataas tayo. So, definitely, since dalawang value natin, meron tayong 1, 0 and 1, 1. Isang 1. Meron tayong dalawang 0 at dalawang 1. Pero pag tatlong values, kunyari A, B, C. So, meron na, siyempre, ka ulit dito? 4. So, 4 na 0, 4 na 1. So, hanggang sa, pag madami values, mas maraming 0, mas maraming 1. Na-gets? Okay. So, since dalawang values lang, so, meron lang tayong 1 and 2. Definitely, ang A natin, dalawang 0, dalawang 1. Kasi binary tayo. Yung B naman, matik, 0, 1, 0, 1. Kasi, yan, tayo, binary number, natin sa decimal. Okay? So, ito, dalawang 0, dalawang 1. Ito, isang 0, isang 1. Gets? So, mamaya, meron na tayo tatlong value, 4 na value, para mas maintindihan nyo yung truth table. Now, meron tayong, kasi di ba meron tayong B reverse, tama? Meron tayong Nand Gate. Ito yung B reverse. So, anong kabaliktaran ng B? Ito, anong 0? Anong kabaliktaran itong B na 0? 1. Itong 1, 0, 1, 0. Ngayon, para makuha na natin yung output na A, B, reverse, which is the single B. Yan. Okay. So, yun na yun ang pinaka-final answer natin. So, ito, ang gagawin nyo lang, yung A sa B reverse. Itong A, nakikita nyo? Itong A, nakita ba yung cursor ko? Sorry.
Yes po.
Ayan. Okay. So, itong A, itong 0, times mo sa B reverse. Para makuha na. Kasi, para makuha natin ito, syempre, may mga factors tayo. May mga i-reverse, may mga ita-times tayo. Ito, A times B reverse. So, 0 times 1, 0. So, ito, 0, saka 0, definitely, 0.
0.
Yung A to, 1, saka 1, definitely, 1. Yung A na 1, saka B reverse na 0, ay 0. Definitely, yan yung sagot natin. So, i-highlight ko lang. Ito na yung sagot ngayon dito sa values na yan. So, para makuha natin yung truth table. So, always remember, pagka nag-truth table tayo, parang accounting, mali lang ng 1 or 0, definitely damay-damay silang lahat. Okay? Now, balik tayo. So, bigyan ko pa kayo ng example. Dito naman tayo sa ito. At yan na. Or yan na. Or. Lagi ko. Or. So, meron na tayong dalawang values. Kahit di mo na tayo mag-truth table dito. This is A. This is B. Connect ko to. Yan. Okay. This is AND. So, ito, number 1, nakakonect. Ito, may malalaman nyo kung NOT gate. Pag NOT gate, makikita nyo may ganyan. Pagka connector lang, usually ganyan. Yan, may ano naman. Pag dito sa NOT, ito, connector lang siya. Since ito si A, ko-connect siya dito sa isa, ito si B, so ito ang una natin ay OR gate. So, sunod natin is AND gate. Ang output natin is NAND gate. Okay, now, ano output natin? Ito, sasagutin muna natin itong una syempre. Bago natin masagot ito, kailangan masagot muna natin yung kasunod. So, change ko lang yung color ng pen para malaman nyo. Okay, so kailangan malaman natin itong sagot. Ano sagot dito sa unang, unang diagram natin? Since OR gate siya, ano ang sagot?
A plus B po.
A plus B. Okay. Now, so nakuha na natin yan. Definitely, ito ay ito isa, and lang siya. Definitely, ito ay A lang. Kasi isang value lang naman siya. Okay. Ngayon, anong sagot dito? Ang sagot natin dyan, pagsasamahin lang natin itong dalawa. A plus B times A. Since may reverse siya, definitely may bar siya. So, yan po yung sagot. Okay. So, himayin ko ulit. So, ito yung OR gate natin. Ito yung AND gate natin. At meron tayong NAND na gate. So, ito, nilagay natin A saka B. Ibalit sagot niya A plus B. Yung isa naman, meron tayong kinonect si letter A. Switch input A. Since A lang siya. So, para makuha na ito sagot natin, since NAND gate siya, so, sagot natin, multiply natin A plus B. So, ginawa ko, nilagyan natin parenthesis para hindi malito. Okay? A plus B, parenthesis, times the A. Since may NAND gate, meron tayong reverse. Okay. Next. Nag-gets na ba? O meron pa tayo assessment? Okay? Medyo nalilinawagan na. Ah, yes.
Paano naging A po yung sa baba?
A, kasi ito, connector natin si A. So, connect lang siya dito.
Ah, okay.
Since isa lang yung value niya, A lang yung sagot natin. Okay? Unless kung dalawang value, for example, dalawang value yan, tapos may reverse dito, or walang ano, magiging A, B yan. Since wala namang value, A lang siya. Okay, burayin natin. Yan. So, next tayo sa slide. Now, so ito sa video to, so sasagutin lang din natin. Pero ang gagawin natin, may truth table tayo. Okay. So, since meron tayong input A, input B, and input C. So, anong gamit natin? Anong gate ito? Sige, kayo naman ang sumagot. Anong gate ito?
And.
AND gate. Okay. Hindi AND. Okay, AND gate. So, pares naman silang AND gate. So, definitely, ang sagot natin dyan ay AB. Since ito naman ay C, diretso tayo. Ang sagot niyan, A, B times C. Or ABC, magkakaduktong. Okay. Or pwedeng AB, parenthesis, times, parenthesis C. Okay, so yung sagot lang natin, ABC. So, gawa tayo ngayon ng truth table. So, tayo A, B, C. Now, since ABC, meron tayong 1, 2, 4, 8 method, etc. Okay, definitely A. So, A, B, saka C. So, anong meron dito? Meron tayo 4 na 0, 4 na 1. 2 0, 2 1. Isang 0, isang 1. So, definitely, ito truth table niyan, masyado lang marami yan. 1, 2, up yung 0 muna unahin natin, 3, 4, 1, 1, 1, 1. Next natin, yung B. 2 0, 2 1. Oops. Okay. So, pag ganyan, uulitin lang natin. 2 0, 2 1. Para ma-fill out lang yung ilalim. So, lagi nyo pagka ganyan, so, ito, tulad ito, 4 na 0, 4 na 1. Yung B dahil, ano lang, 4 lang, 2 0, 2 1. So, gagawin mo, ulitin mo lang din. Na 2 0, 2 1. Then, dito rin sa C, isang 0, isang 1. So, ganun din, uulitin mo lang din. So, huwag kayo mag-confuse sa pagka ginagawa nyo na to dahil maraming 0 at 1. So, ngayon, ang gagawin muna natin, anong una? A plus B. A times B pala, sorry. Ayan. AB. So, itong gagawin mo, multiply mo si A saka si B. 0 saka 0. Ano sagot? 0. Sis ito, 0 din. 0. Ito, 0 times 1? 0. Ito din, 0. Itong, 0, 0. Itong natira natin ay 1, 1. Now, ito na yung sagot natin. A, B, C. Okay. So, gagawin mo, A, B, gagawin natin, mumultiply natin itong dalawa. A, B times C. Okay, hindi yan yung 0 times 0 times 1. Hindi. Kasi ito, ano tayo, procedure tayo. So, C saka si AB. Ito, 1 times 0, 0. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. The rest 0. Ito ay 1. Ito ay 0. So, ito ang sagot natin. Yung sagot mo, ito yan. A, B, C. Okay?
Sir,
Yes.
ba't po naging 8 yung yung 00111 po?
Okay.
Yung kanina.
Yung kanina. Anayin ko lang to. Oh, yun. Since, di ba naalala natin, this is binary number kasi. So, syempre, di ba sa switch on and off lang, di ba? 1 and 0. So, naalala, kailangan natin maalala yung binary to decimal natin. Kasi meron tayong tatlong values. Meron tayong, di ba, 1 times 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, di ba? So, for example, magbibilang ka lang ng 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, hanggang sa ilang values. For example, minsan binibigay sa isang apat na values lang. For example, itong ABC natin, nilagay ko muna yan A, B, saka C. Definitely, kailangan ko malaman yung values niya. So, meron kasi tayong 0 and 1. So, definitely, 4 yung 0 mo, 4 yung 1 mo. So, lalagay mo dito, unahin mo muna yung 4 na 0, susunod yung 4 na 1. Okay. Susunod naman natin sa B. Dalawa siya. So, dalawang 0, to 2 counts of 0, 2 counts of 1. Definitely, 0, 0, 1, 1. Since, kasi yung A natin madami, since 4 na 0, 4 na 1, nabitin, so ang gagawin mo lang, uulitin mo lang din yung procedure. 0, yung dalawang 0, dalawang 1. Okay. Ngayon naman itong 1 naman yung C natin, 1 count of 1, 1 count of 0, 1 count of 1. Definitely, 1 and 0. Definitely, bitin siya. So, uulitin mo lang din yung procedure. 1, 0, 1, 0, hanggang sa dulo na ma-reach to. Okay, so ma-fill out lahat na merong values. And then, that's the turn na para mag-multiply tayo. Whether mag-multiply or mag-add or ma-execute natin yung values niya. Okay nalinawagan na?
So, sir, sa A nakabase kung gaano kadami yung 0 at 1 po.
Depende pagka may value tayo. For example, yung bibigay ko, pag A and B lang, kunyari, binigay ko lang na given kanina, tulad nito, A and B, definitely, ito lang yan, A saka B. Dalawang 0, dalawang 1. Pero kapag kunyari, for example, tatlo yung values na binigay ko. So, hanggang 4. Pero for example, ABCD, kasi lagi kang, so, mauna kasi yung pinakamarami. So, from right to left kasi tayo. So, kung ABCD ya, 4 na value, definitely yung A mo magiging 8 0, 8 1. So, unahin mo yung 8 0, 8 1. So, yung B mo naman magiging 4 na 0, 4 na 1. Okay, hanggang sa ano siya, parami siya ng parami. Okay?
Okay, sir. Gets ka na pa. Thank
Ah,
you.
Basta alam nyo lang yung binary ano natin, yung conversion natin. Okay? Ito, next naman tayo. Ito, ABC ulit. Ay, parang umulit lang. Ay, hindi, kasi nga yung truth table. So, X na natin yan. So, ito na. Ito naman, medyo lilihis ko lang konti ito para hindi kayo mahirapan. Higyan ko ng ganyan. Okay? Kasi ito ay may bar. Okay? Now, meron tayong tatlo gate, pero dalawang gate yung nakita natin. Anong gate ulit to?
And.
Or. Ito ang and. So, ito ay and then. Now, sige. Simulan natin si A and B. So, ito na lang, gawin na lang natin yan. Para hindi kayo malito. Yan. Ayusin ko. Ito yan Okay. A, B. Ano sagot natin dyan? Multiply o add? Uy, nawala na kayo. Parang isa lang yung sumasagot sa classic ko
Add, sir.
Diba? A plus B. Now, ito naman, A. Ito, kunyari ko, connecta na lang siya doon. Yan. Ito ay A. Dahil may reverse si B, A, B, reverse. So, ano sagot natin? Is and. Ano gagawin? Pagsasamahin lang ng si A plus B saka si A, B, reverse. So, ang sagot niya, A plus B times A, B, reverse. Okay. Na-gets ba o nalilito pa? Dito sa, natin, sa diagram.
Sa dulong and po.
Sa dulong and. Okay. So, ngayon, yung una, A, B, sinagot muna natin yung OR gate. Ito, which is A, saka B. Next naman natin, itong A, dugtong, si B, pero ito may butas since not gate, definitely, may AND gate siya. So, definitely A, B, reverse dahil si B lang naman yung may not gate. Ngayon, pagsasamahin natin si A plus B, saka si AB. Since AND gate siya, mumultiply lang natin siya. Copy mo lang siya. A plus B, lagyan mo lang ng parenthesis, tapos A plus B. Pero, for example, ito ay OR gate. Pag OR gate, ginagawa ko dyan, for example, OR gate to, example lang. A plus B, so, lalagyan natin ng parenthesis, separator siya, plus. If ever, for example, na OR gate to. Pag OR gate, syempre, isa-separate natin. Kasi balilito ka. O saan ba yun galing? So, kailangan isa-separator natin na ito yung gate nito, ito yung gate nito. Nagets?
Yung sa dulong gate po, doon po base kung times or plus po.
Oo, depende kasi sa
Okay.
Kasi tinuro ko lang is not gate saka AND gate. Kasi pag tinuro ko yung XOR saka XNOR, baka malito na kayo doon. Pero ito lang, basic lang tayo dito. So, ito, basta ang dulo, pagbabasihan nyo lang yung pinakalas nyo. Lalo na kapag sobrang, mamaya, may meron tayong value na sobrang marami. Okay? Yung sobrang maraming values dito. So, maalalaman nyo yun mamaya. Pero ito, kung ano yung pinakadulo nyo, yung kakopy nyo lang. Basta malaman nyo lang yung last gate ninyo. Okay? Now, since dalawa lang naman, A and B, A, B. So, 1, 2, 4, 8, ... Kung ilan man yan. So, ito, since AB lang, A and B. So, si A, merong dalawang 0, 2 counts of 1. Si B naman, 1 counts of 0, 1 counts of 1. Definitely, 0, 0, 1, 1. Okay na tayo dyan. Si B naman, 0, 1, 0, 1. Now, let's go to the truth table. So, unahin natin si A. Ay, hindi. Para mas mabadali tayo, gawin muna natin yung B reverse. So, itong B na to, i-reverse lang natin. 1, 0, 1, 0. Kasi reverse lang. Okay. So, tapos na tayo sa B. Basta lagi nyo unahin yung mga madadali. Okay? Lalo na yung mga reverse. Now, bago tayo doon sa mga komplikadong bagay. Okay? Ito na. A plus B na gate tayo. A plus B. Ito A plus B. 0 plus 0.
0.
0. 0 plus 1.
1.
1. 1 plus 0. 1. Definitely 1 plus 1. 1. So, tapos na tayo dito. Okay na tayo. Tapos na tayo sa B reverse. Ano susunod natin? A, B, reverse. Now, ito na. Ang mangyari, si A, saka si B, reverse. Titignan mo lagi si A, saka si B reverse. So, 0 ni A times 1 ng B reverse.
0.
Yan. Okay. It's na. 0 saka 0. 0. Itong 1 times 1, 1. 1 saka 0. 0. Okay. Ngayon, kunin na natin itong sagot na to. Sa sasagot na natin siya. A plus B, A, B, reverse. Okay. Ngayon, ano yung titignan mo, sir? Ito ng dalawa. Ito na yan. Para makuha mo to. Ito. 0, since AND gate will be multiplied. 0 times 0. 0. Ito. 1 times 0. 0. 1 times 1. 1. 1 times 0. 0. So, yan yung truth table niyan.
Dapat sir may ma-left out na kahit isang 1 lang po.
Hindi, depende yan sa magiging sagot. May mga times isa lang 0, isa lang yung 1, may times naman na isa yung 0, may times naman na lahat 0, may mga ganun. Depende sa truth table natin, sa output natin. Yan. So ito yung sagot niyan. So ang procedure lang yan, unahin mo lang to, unahin mo to, tapos ito yung binili ko, combine na siya. Depende dito sa gate na to. Okay. Pagka nag-truth table, A plus B, alamin mo lang 1, 2, 4, 8, ... Okay? So, syempre, 2 counts of C. Ito, since A, B, 2 counts of 0, 2 counts of 1. Now, ito, ipaplat mo lang siya. Then, unahin mo yung mga single letter. Kung may mga reverse dyan. Pag round reverse, diretso ka dito. Since may reverse akong B, inuna ko muna to. Para mas madali yung flow natin hanggang sa mabot tayo sa dulo. Okay? Next given. Ito na. Kung kanina isa lang given, no? Parang ito naman AND gate naman, OR gate naman yun nasa dulo. Ito ay puro AND gate. Okay. May iba tayo. Gawin ko tong Z. Yan. Walang bars. Okay. Since AND gate, ano tayo? Multiply o add?
Multiply.
Yan. XY. So, ito naman, ganun din. XC. So, itong X, kabit ko na lang siya dito. Para di kayo malito. Yan. XC. So, nakuha na natin, ito ay, or since ito ay add, subtract.
Add po.
Yon, add. So, mangyari, hiwalay natin siya. X, copy mo lang yon, plus XZ. Yan. Since ito ay tatlong value na, so makita nyo, XY plus XZ. So, meron tayong values, X, Y, saka Z. Count ulit tayo. 1, 2, 4, 8, ... Okay. So, meron tayong A, X, Y, Z. Again, X, Y, Z. Sa X natin, ilan ang 0?
4.
4. So, 4 din yung 1 niya. Sa Y din, So, dalawa din yung 0, dalawa din yung 1. 1 din yung 0, 1 is to 1 din. Okay, now, truth table tayo. X, Y, Z. So, 4 na 0, plot mo lang 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Okay na tayo dyan. Next naman natin yung Y. Ilan yung 0 niya? Dalawa. 0, 0, then 1, 1. So, nabitin ulit tayo. Ulitin lang natin ulit. Dalawang 0, dalawang 1. Hanggang sa mabot tayo sa baba. Okay na tayo dyan. Now, ito naman tayong Z. 1, isang 0, isang 1. 1, 0. Oops, bitin. So, gawin lang natin. Ulitin lang natin. 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Okay. Tapos na tayo. So, wala naman tayong bars dyan para ma-reverse. Diretso tayo. X, Y. Multiply mo lang si X saka si Y. 0 times 0. 0, 0. Ayan, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Ito lang yung 1 niya. That's it. Now, sunod tayo sa XZ. Okay. Sa XZ natin, X times Z lang. Ito, 0 times 1. 0. Ito, 0. Ito, 0, 1. 0 pa rin. 0. Ito, 1 times 1, definitely 1. 1, 0, 0. Ito, 1, 0. Okay. Dito na tayo sa output. So, kuha na natin si XY. Kuha na natin si XA. Ngayon, kukunin na natin si XY plus XA. So, kukunin lang natin ito. Yan. O, 0 plus 0. So, 0 pa rin. 0. Yan, 0 lahat. Ito lang, ilan lang yung may 1? Isa. Ito isang 1 at yung dulong 1. So, ito na yung sagot natin. Nagets na ba?
Sir, ba't may connector dyan sa ano?
Saan?
Yung X tsaka X po.
Aling... kasi X naman siya. Parehas naman siyang X. Kaya dinuktong ko siya dito.
Okay.
Pero ang ginawa lang kasi for tutorial, hiniwalay lang siya. Okay. Pero, ginawa ko, kinonect natin siya. Kasi isa lang naman ang value niya. So, connect siya. Ito, inaraw ko lang. Yan. Now, next. Ito, may bars na ulit. X. So, ito, ayusin ko. Ito, X bars to. Reverse. So, not gate. Yan. So, gawin natin tong ayan, okay na pala yan. So, ito, gawin ko reverse. Para maiba naman ang trip natin. Yan, okay. So, ito ay dalawang OR gate ulit. Dalawang OR gate at isang AND. Pero dahil may reverse, NAND gate. Now, X, Y, Z. X, ito may reverse. NOT gate yung X niya dito. Y and Z. Now, yung OR gate natin, add, subtract.
Add.
Okay, add. Good. So, sagot lang dyan, X plus Y. Okay. Ito naman, X, since may OR NOT gate, ano sagot niya?
Reverse X plus
X,
Y.
X reverse.
Ay, plus Z pala.
Tama, X reverse. Kasi, ano siya eh, not gate yung X na dito sa connector niya eh. Dito lang naman siya. Hindi naman doon. Okay? So, X, Z. So, nakuha na natin. So, ito ay not gate. Definitely, mumultiply lang natin siya. X plus Y times X reverse plus Z. Okay, let's find the true table. Ilan yung input natin? Ilan input natin?
Lo.
Tatlo. So, 1, 2, 4. So, X, Y, Z. So, 4 ang 0. 4 yung 1. So, 2 yung 0. 2 yung 1. Isang 0. Isang 1. Okay, truth table. X, Y, Z. Okay. So, lagay lang natin yung X natin. 4 na 0, 4 na 1. 1, 3, 4. Tapos, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Y. 2 0 naman. 2 1. Ulitin natin, 2 0, 2 1. Hanggang saan mapunta tayo sa dulo. Z, isang 0, isang 1. Tapos, ulitin lang natin yung procedure. Now, sino yung unahin natin? Sige, kayo naman na sumagot. Sino unahin natin?
X plus Y, sir.
X plus 1?
Yung
Ito-
reverse ng X.
Ito muna, X reverse muna tayo. Para mas madali ang buhay natin. So, X, baliktarin mo lang. 'Di ba? 1, 1, 1, 1. 'Di ba? Para mauna ka muna sa madali, 'di ba? Oh, next natin. Ito na. Ito na tayo. Si X plus Y. So, X plus Y. Ito lang. So, madali lang. 0. Kung makikita mo yung 1, isa lang may 1 dyan, definitely 1. Oh, 1, 1. Yan, minsan na ganyan, maraming 0, maraming 1, okay? So, tama, di ba? Ito lang yung 0 niya, oh. 0, 0. The rest, may 1. Okay, next naman tayo. X reverse plus Z. Okay. So, X reverse, ito na. Ito mismo. So, ibahin ko yung pen para mas maintindihan nyo. Ito yung ipa-plus. Para makuha to. Yan. Okay. Ito. Ito na yan, di ba? Since plus lang siya, kung ano yung 1, since lahat, ilan lang naman may 0 ito. 0 plus 1, 1. 1. Ito, 0 plus 1, 1. 1 plus 1, 1. 0 plus 0, 0. Okay. Ito, 1. Ito lang yung 0. Saka, 1. Okay? Now, let's go to the final output. Ito na yan. Erase. Para buuin ko. Oops. Nangyari. Yan. Okay. Bali ito. X plus Y times X reverse plus Z. Saka yung reverse niyan. Okay. Reverse ito reverse. Okay. Ito muna tayo. So, para makuha natin yan, ito. Yan. X plus Y, saka yung X reverse plus Z. So, ano na, multiply na tayo. 0 times 1, 0. 0. 1, 1. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 1, 1. So, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So, re-reverse natin since, ito pala, reverse pala yan, nakalimutan natin, reverse. May bar pa dito, may bar pa sa taas. Yan. Reverse lang, ibalik-tarin mo lang siya. 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Nakuha? O may tanong?
Yes.
Yan, nakuha na rin sa wakas. Okay. Ito na. Ito, hindi na tayo magto-truth table kasi ayoko na kayo pahirapan. Sagutin na lang natin dito. Okay. Ito ay, since ito ay X, so, not gate yan. Ito, yan, not gate. Para may palatandaan tayo. Okay. So, ito, marami tayo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Ito muna unahin natin. Ito, AND gate or gate?
And po.
And.
So, ano ang sagot natin? Yan.
X times Y.
Yan, XY. Ngayon, ano mo yung sunod natin?
Or po.
4.
Yan, tama. So, XY plus Z. Okay. Now, sunod tayo dito. Ano ulit to? Add naman to. Ano sagot? Since ito ay may reverse. Ito, anong gagawin natin dito? Anong sagot niya?
XY plus Z. Times reverse X.
Times X.
X plus Z.
Yan, X reverse. Good. At dito naman tayo. Medyo padugo na to. Ito, X, Y reverse, Z. Since ito ay and, wala tayong problema, X, Y reverse,
Y reverse.
Z. Ito na madugo sa lahat.
Ito naman kasi.
Si-
Ito.
May value tayo, at may value tayo, tatlo. So, paano yan? Ano sagot dito? Ito ay OR gate.
Okay.
So, gagawin mo lang,
Plus.
copy all the copy mo lang. X. Wait lang. Ayusin natin ang sulat. Pen. So, dito ko lalagay na lang yung sagot kasi mahaba siya. X, Y, plus Z times X reverse. Tama? Plus W. Plus, copy mo lang yan. X, Y reverse, Z. So, yan yung sagot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bibilangin mo yan. 1, 2, 3. Yung 4 niya is ito and 5 niya yung buo. Okay. So, hindi ko na ito truth table yan kasi sobrang haba na yan. So, pag gano'n, kunyari may W dito, pagsasabayin nyo lang din sila. Kunyari, 1 plus, kunyari, pag nag-truth table na yan, 1 plus 0 plus 1, so definitely, may 1 pa rin siya. 1. Kung multiply naman yan, 0 times 1, 0. O kaya may times naman na 1 times 0 times 1, 0 pa rin yan. Pagdating sa truth table. Okay? Baray natin. Ilugan ko lang to. Ito yung sagot niya dito. Yan. Okay? Now, ito na. Sir, ba't na iba tong ano natin? Ito naman, kung kanina meron tayong, ito, yung diagram, ngayon naman, tayo mismo ang gagawa ng diagram. Okay. F equals AB plus C. Okay. So, titignan lang natin kung ilan yung ano natin. Para mabilang, 1, 2, yun lang. 2 lang. Kasi AB lang, saka C. So, bago kayo gumawa ng diagram, bibilangin nyo muna yung values. Ilan yung magagawang table. Since 2 lang siya, AB, saka yung C. Okay. AB, since AB, anong gate niya?
And.
And. Good. O, ano yung susunod natin? Since
Or
busy,
gate natin.
busy tayo.
Ay, no.
Add or.
Or.
Or. Yan na yun. Diba? AB, ito yun, ay AND gate. Tapos yung kabubuan niya ay OR gate. So, ito yung AND gate, ito yung OR gate natin. So, naisikip natin siya. Okay? So, AB, ito ay AB plus C. Okay? Next tayo. Ito. XY plus X reverse Y plus Y reverse Z. Oh, dugo. Diba? Bilangin lang natin. Ilan yung nakikita yung gate dito?
Lo.
Sa 2, 3, 4. So, usually, nakikita ko dito ay 4 na gate. Okay, let's go to the answer. So, unahin muna natin si XY. X, Y. And, or.
And, sir.
And, good. Next naman natin, si XY. Anong gate niya?
And then,
Okay. Ano pa rin? And pa rin. Ngayon, wait lang, palalakihin ko lang tong lines na to. Yan. X, Y. Yon. Okay. Ngayon, si X, kukonek ko siya dito, since si X, pero dahil X reverse, meron siyang butas dito. Okay. Si Y, duktong ko lang siya dito. Wala siyang reverse. Okay. Ano sunod ko? And pa rin, di ba? Merong Z. Okay. Si Y, pwede dito, pwede rin naman dito, since may connector siya. Yan. Pag connector, nakaganyan siya. Pero, dahil siya ay not gate, lalagyan ko ng malaking butas. Okay. So, connect these three into anong gate?
Or,
Or. So, yun yung sagot. Okay, let's analyze. Ilan yung nabanggit ko? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, pag ganun, kunyari, ito lang ibinigay na given. So, gagawa tayo ng block diagram. Bibilangin mo lang based on these values na binigay. Okay. Since nakita natin ay 4, lumabas ay 4. So, analyze natin. X, Y. Muha tayo na Nand Gate. X and Y. Next naman natin, X reverse Y. X, kunin ko dito, pero since may not gate, nilagyan ko butas. Si Y, kinonek ko lang. Plus naman natin si Z, Y reverse Z. Y, kinonek ko lang dito, pero may reverse siya. And then, another value, si Z. And then, para makonect lahat to make this F, kinonek lang natin tong 3. So, definitely, yan na yung sagot natin sa diagram. May nalito ba or nagets pa?
gets na, sir.
Nagets na. So, ganun lagi. Pagka ganito yung binigay na value, definitely, hanapin mo lang yung ilan yung magagawang gates. Okay? Ito, medyo madugo na. Okay. Ilan sa tingin nyo ang magagawa dito na diagram?
4.
4. Okay. So, meron tayo 1, 2, 3, 4. So, ito, B reverse, C reverse. Okay, let's go. Unahin natin itong part. And, or. Or. Tama. Since ito, B reverse, lagyan natin ng butas. Next, ano sunod natin? A plus B plus C. Or pa rin. So, may C tayo dito. Kabit mo lang si A. Kabit mo lang si B. Okay. Next. Ito, or pa rin, di ba? O, B reverse saka C reverse. Gawin mo lang, connect mo lang to si B dito. Lagyan natin ng butas. Then si C, since reverse siya, ganun din. Lalagyan natin siya ng butas. So, para makonect sila lahat, anong gate?
Answer.
And
And
J.
gate. Okay, yan na yung sagot natin. Okay. Sige, para medyo i-trill natin ng truth table. Yan. So, para ma-truth table lang natin. A plus B reverse. B reverse, may butas dito. OR gate. Sunod natin, A plus B plus C. Gumawa tayo ng OR gate. Connect the A, connect the B, add ng C. Next, yung B reverse plus C reverse. So, another OR gate. Connect the B pero may butas. And then C, connect tayo. May butas kasi OR gate. Then, connect all this with that's what we called AND gate. Now, let's go to the truth table. A, B, C. Yan, medyo mahaba-haba siya. So, definitely, 1, 2, 4. So, A, B, C. So, meron tayong 4 na 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 1, 1. So, B naman, meron tayong 2 0, 2 1. Ulitin lang natin. Si C. Okay, si C. Isang 0, isang 1. So, ulitin lang natin hanggang sa makadulo tayo. Now, ano unahin natin? Si B reverse saka si C reverse. Para mabilis ang trabaho. Okay. Yung B, baliktarin lang natin. Sorry. So, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. Itong C, baliktarin lang natin. 1, 0, 1, 0. Yan. Okay, let's go. A plus B reverse na tayo. Ayan yung unang trabaho natin. A plus B reverse. So, si A saka si B reverse. So, plus siya, di ba? 0 saka 1. 1. 0 saka 1. Nandiyan pa ba kayo? 1. So, to, dalawang 0, definitely 0 siya. 0 pa rin. 1, 1, 1, 1. Andiyan pa ba? Salita lang kayo.
Yes,
So,
po.
sir.
Yan. Okay.
So,
So, ito, si A plus B reverse, ginawa lang natin si A saka itong B reverse. Kaya, kinuna natin itong mga reverse dahil para pag tayo dito, compute dito, madali na lang. Okay. Now, sunod naman natin. So, tapos na tayo dito. A plus B. Ito, madali lang to. Plus C. Okay. Ito lang. Gawin mo lang. A plus B. Ito na yung bago. 0 plus 0 plus 0. 0. 0 plus 0 plus 1. Definitely 1. Importante may 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1, 1. So, yan. Yun na. A plus B plus C natin. Sunod naman natin, B reverse plus C reverse. So, B ito. Ito yung ginawa natin kanina. B saka C reverse. Tapos na tayo dito. Yan. So, ito. 1. 1. 1. Ito, may 0 tayo. 1. 1. 1. Tapos may 0. Now, tapos na tayo dito. So, kukunin na natin yung factor ng F. Yung etong tatlo. So, ito lang yan. Bibilugan ko lang para maalala nyo. Yan. Okay. Factor ng F, since multiply. Lahat na may 0, definitely may 0. 1 times 0, 0 times 1, 0. Ito lahat ay 1 since 1 siya. Ito, since may 0 na siya, automatically 0 na yan. Kasi diba any number multiply by 0. Multiply by 0. Ito, 1, 1, 1. Copy the values. Ito, may 0. Yan na yung sagot. 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. Ito na yung values niya. Nakuha?
Yes.
Opo.
Yan.